The Crow. Day 2 of the Guild's watch-a-thon thing. Hence the makeup and or black lipstick that I found in a drawer and kind of put on my face in sort of the Crow fashion. This movie is basically the definition of style. If you like fucking gothic emo stuff, it is the film for you. I'm not the biggest. I found myself laughing a lot through the movie, which is probably not the intended feel. But the plot is pretty simple. Asian Dracula and his incest relationship with his stepsister.
One of the most important things I learned from my sister.
Sister? She's supposed to be your sister?
My father's daughter.
Set about T-Bird and his gang of thugs to murder the Crow and his girlfriend because they wanted to evict them. It seems like there are, easier ways of going about things. But a year later, on Devil's Night, or the day before Halloween, the Crow, Eric Draven, is resurrected from the dead with superpowers so he can take vengeance on those who have wronged him and his missus. The film is incredibly dark, and I literally, throughout about half the scenes, was wondering if there was is this a universe where Thomas Edison didn't invent the light bulb? It's all candlelit, it's always raining, there's constantly a thunderstorm, and the city is on fire most of the time. It's style. It's style over, substance, I guess. I mean, it's pretty substantial, it's still a pretty great movie, the plot's not particularly complicated, it's just revenge and demonic mystical raven power, and that's basically it. Although there were some pretty great moments of that revenge. We see him stab up Knifo.
Victims, aren't we all?
Which I didn't get any of the gang members' names. There was Knifo, Meth Head, T-Bird, and Heroin Junkie, which is fine, but a lot of our story, the sort of emotional side, focuses around Sarah, this young girl who's got a druggy mum, and...
So what did you take to become Mother of the Year?
Oh, it wasn't drugs. Someone kinda woke me up.
Black Cop, who, again, I didn't get the name of, but is essentially Murtaugh from Lethal Weapon.
Guy shows up looking like a mime from hell and you lose him right out in the open.
He's the good cop in a sort of corrupt town, doing the right thing, helping out our vigilante, making sure the bad guys get got. And she's a young girl who is emotionally traumatized, and this film probably didn't help her. I imagine seeing my, sort of adoptive uncle figure getting murdered and then brought back to life would cause more problems in your life than it helps. But as the film happens, we watch Eric Draven start his quest for vengeance. He starts by murdering Knife Man, and piercing all of his vital organs in alphabetical order.
Of course, I think you can rule out accidental death.
Which, I mean, Jesus Christ, the amount of biology knowledge you must have to do something like that is pretty impressive.
Somebody stuck his blades in all his major organs in alphabetical order.
He then goes back to a pawn shop so he can get his engagement ring back and blows it up. And the guy was definitely doing some dodgy dealings, but I don't know if he needed to murder Pawn Shop Man. He wasn't that bad. Then Pawn Shop Man introduces us to Asian Dracula and his weird, creepy relationship with his stepsister. We also get some Edgar Allan Poe quotes because, again, style. Emo style for days.
Suddenly, I heard a tapping, as of someone gently rapping at my chamber door.
And as he's a vigilante and, you know, weirdly a helpful guy, he helps Sarah's mum get off heroin by murdering her drug-addicted boyfriend.
Don't you ever fucking die? Can you put me up for the night?
He then gets revenge on T-Bird, the sort of leader of this gang that caused his problem, but not the overall leader. That's Asian Dracula. And he gets pretty nasty murdered. They carjack him and...
I'm your passenger. Drive.
And then he makes him drive his car full of explosives off a bridge or a pier. And again, the visuals in this film are spectacular. But at this point, Asian Dracula is onto him. He knows what's going on. So he prepares. He gets this... he gets Druggy Man into his sort of boardroom, fills it with his gang members, and when the Crow arrives, they fucking shoot him up.
From the shit out of me. Kill him!
But he has supernatural powers, and it means nothing. There's an epic shootout with the police and a gang, and he manages to get away with the help of the Black Cop after finally getting vengeance on this, well, massive druggie.
Guess it's not a good day to be a bad guy, huh?
Skank dead.
And that's his revenge quest done, or so he thinks. But the stepsister of Asian Dracula has now worked out where he gets his powers. The crow that follows him around is the source of his immortality. So, as he goes back to the grave, finally thinking he's found peace, they kidnap Sarah. They hold her up in a Gothic church for our final showdown. And using the power of sniper rifles, shoot up the crow. Not killing it instantly. But it's enough for Asian Dracula to get the upper hand and wound Eric Draven. But Black Cop comes to the rescue and takes out the sniper, leaving just Asian Dracula and his bride versus the Crow and the cop. The cop gets shot as they head upstairs, but it doesn't matter, because the Raven... Crow? The Raven? The Crow isn't having shit. Like, the actual bird crow. And it pecks the fuck out of Dracula Bride's face, and she falls to her death. Leaving us with the final showdown between Asian Dracula and the Crow. They fight on a church rooftop in the rain. It's a pretty epic showdown. And Eric gets the last laugh after being stabbed by a samurai sword. by inflicting 30 hours worth of pain from his dying girlfriend into the mind of Agent Dracula, who
30 hours of pain. All at once.
then falls onto a gargoyle, and we get our lovely shot of him, of the gargoyle's, of blood pouring from the gargoyle's mouth. And then he finds peace, or he doesn't. It's kind of ambiguous. I don't know how death works. Maybe he can still come back to life? It's bizarre. But if you like fucking emo films and have like an hour and a half to kill, it's pretty great. It looks stunning, if a bit too dark. It's always fucking raining. But at the same time, I'm looking out my window and I think it's been raining for about 4 days here. So, you know, shit happens. But yeah, pretty good. Another classic film. I think the next one on the list is Alien, and that one I love. So that will probably be a longer video. But again, tell me what you think. Have you seen The Crow? Did you like it? Or was it an edgy film that you couldn't stop laughing in? Because that's how I felt. Alright, catch you next time.